If anyone had told me I would leave church, I would not have believed it. Like me, Queensley, leave church. How? But I left church, guys. Yes, I left church. And if you want to get the full gist, watch this video to the end. From the title of this video and from the intro of this video, I'm sure you already know what this video is going to be about. So grab a popcorn, grab a drink if you don't already have one, because this is going to be an unfiltered video of how I left church, guys. Without wasting much time, let's get right into the video. If you're just seeing my face for the first time, hi, welcome. My name is Queensley. I'm a faith creator. I create content surrounding my faith, lifestyle, and also beauty as well. And trust me, you would love it here. If you're a returning subscriber, like I always say, you are the real MVP. Welcome back, guys. So like I was saying, I left church around 2019 2020-ish. I'm not so sure of the exact year, but around that year something happened that if you had told me, I wouldn't have believed it, guys. I left church. How did it happen? How did this whole thing start? So in 2019 2020, I was in year 3 in the university. I was in the University of Benin studying petroleum engineering. Yes, I filled the form to get into the uni to study petroleum engineering, and I actually got in to study the course. So I was in my 3rd year already. Year 1 had passed, year 2 had passed. I was in year 3, almost at the verge of graduating, because if you're in year 3, that simply means that year 4, year 5, and you're out. While I was in year 3, guys, I was at the verge of spilling. When I say I was at the verge of spilling, I mean it. I had some carryovers, and if I was not careful, I was going to spill that course into a 6 years course from a 5 years course. The course was supposed to be one of 5 years, but if I had more carryovers or if I was not careful, I was likely to spill into the 6th year, and I did not want that for myself, because that was not why I came to school. Basically, I came to finish my course at a goal, and like we always envisioned, finish school, do your NYSC, get a job, get married, and all of that stuff. But here I was at the verge of spilling. Why? Because I was in church. Let me not say because I was in church. It was because at the time I did not know my priorities. I had not properly analyzed my priorities to know what I should be doing at the right time. It is okay to go to church. I'm not saying you should not be committed in church while in uni, or I'm not saying you shouldn't go to church while in uni, but make sure you know your priority. What brought you to school? What brought you to school is to study. The main reason my parents sent me to school was to study. That was my priority. Yes, God was also my priority, but that was what brought me to school, and why I also got to know about the church at the time. My books brought me to school. Yes, I found God in school. It was lovely. It was very, very amazing. While I was in my year 1, I got introduced into this fellowship. Was it a fellowship? It was more of a fellowship on the way to becoming a church. I think the church was just starting around that time. So it was like the foundation basis. I was committed. I was going to church, doing all I needed to do. Actually, if I'm being honest, that church formed a huge foundation in my work with God and in my relationship with God till today. Yes, I would not even lie, and I would admit it wholeheartedly. At some point, I was losing sight of my priorities. I was always attending one service or the other. There was one service or the other to attend. It's either there's a Monday Bible study, there's a Tuesday program, there's a Wednesday program, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And I'm not even kidding, guys. We had service day throughout the week. Literally, we attend service from Monday to Sunday. I'm not even joking. And we're in school and we're studying our books. We're going to class at the same time, and we're doing all of this. For one, I was overwhelmed. I was trying to balance the whole thing. I was trying to balance my studies. I was trying to balance going to class, attending programs, going to the church secretariat, being committed, doing all of these things. And it was a lot for me. It was a lot. Because I was not having time to properly study and time to maybe study as much as I would want to, or as much as I needed to get maybe the grade or to pass the course. I think is it in year 2 or year 3? I can't remember, but what I can remember is that I had some carryovers and it became overwhelming. Anybody that knows the course engineering know that engineering is difficult, and studying engineering in Uniben, the University of Benin, it was difficult, and having carryovers in engineering was not beans. First of all, engineering is not even beans. Imagine you're not having carryover. It was a lot for me. Like, I was still trying to balance all of that, do the extra courses while still staying committed in church. I could not. It got to my neck, like I couldn't keep up. I think some persons kept up, some persons were able to balance it, some persons were struggling as well. Some people, from what I can remember in that church, they were struggling as well. I needed to sit myself down, guys. I'm not even joking. I needed to sit myself down and be like, Queensley, this thing, if you continue this way, you are going to spill. And I did not want that for myself. I know why I came to school. I did not want to spill. I did not want to have an extra year. So I thought about it, and I gradually reduced my commitments. I reduced the things I do, the service days I attended. If I was attending Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I reduced it to like maybe Monday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I was reducing it, and that means my face was not more frequent in church like it used to. At some point, a lot of persons in church noticed that, oh, this girl is beginning to take some steps back. Some persons even tagged it as backsliding. They said, oh, she's backsliding. In fact, I was hearing a lot of things in church. The news was just flying. Like, you know how it is in church or how it is in fellowships. They were like, oh, this guy is backsliding. This guy is taking some steps back. It even got to a point where some persons were no longer talking to me. In the same church, I'm not even joking. Like, they were not talking to me. They were giving me a particular treatment that made me secluded. I felt like, oh, I did not belong, simply because I was not attending as I used to, which was because I was on the verge of spilling and I knew my fate. I had a friend then, I will not even mention her name. If she sees this video, she's just going to laugh. I had a friend then that told me, like, Queensley, you need to know why you came to school. If she kept telling me, like, if you're not careful, you will spill. Oh, do you want that for yourself? And I had to tell myself, no, that is not what I want for myself. That was not what I wanted for myself in any way. So from reducing the service days to, let's say, 3 times a week, I reduced it to 2 times a week. And sometimes they were only seeing me on Sundays, and it got to a point I felt like I did not belong. Even while I was in church, I just felt like I did not belong because they were treating me a different kind of way. Like, what are you doing? You know that moments where you feel like you do not belong, like you do not belong. When you step into a place, you can feel the atmosphere, you can feel everything. When there's a shift in atmosphere or there's a shift in the environment, or as the case may be, you would know. I just knew that, Queensley, it's time for you to leave this place. Like, I could not even fellowship properly. Why? Because I felt somehow, and I'm sure I was not overthinking it, because my friend told me as well. She was like, I think it's time for us to just stop or something. And that was how I made the hard decision to leave church, guys. It was not easy for me because I had bonded. I was in a family. I was already in that family, and it was not like I'm leaving the family. You know, when you were raised in a family and what do they call this thing now? Like, when parents disown their children. I felt like I was disowned in some way, but not outrightly. I was there, but I felt I did not belong. So I just made the hard decision to leave, because I knew that even my walk with God was not as it used to be, because my mind was not settled. My spirit was not there again, in fact. So I had to leave church, guys. That was how I left in my year 3. And after leaving, did my results get better? Yes, it did. It showed in my result. It got better. I had just 2 years left to make up for my result. Like, to make it up, because year 1, year 2, year 3 was nothing to write home about. And I had to sit up if I needed to graduate well and not spill. At the time, I was still trying to graduate with a 2-1. I really wanted to graduate with a 2-1. So I had to study more time. I was going for night classes and all of that. Thank God for that, my friend. Thank God. thank God for that, my friend. She really helped me. Like, I was able to pick it up gradually and my results got better. It was showing. Like, while I left church, guys, I didn't just sit at home. I started another church. Yes, I was still going to church. I know some of you might be thinking, oh, so did you just leave church to focus on your studies? No, I did not. I started a new church. I was not doing as much as I used to do, service days and all of that. But I was attending service on Sundays. I was attending some services as well. But then I was able to focus more on the main reason I came to school, to study my books. I was able to study my books. I was able to do better. And I did not spill, guys. I did not spill. I eventually graduated with the 2-1. Yes. Yes, I did it, guys. I did it. I was able to work hard and all of that, and I graduated with a 2-1 at the end of the day. I am very sure that if I had not left at that time I would have spilled. If I had not spilled, my results would have been terrible. And I'm not even joking. So I don't know who is watching this video. You might need to leave church. I'm not saying that you are supposed to leave church, or I'm not telling you to leave church. This video is just to share my story, right? But you know the position that you are in better than anyone else. There is a parable that says, "Na who wear shoe, know where the pin am." You're the one wearing the shoe, you know exactly where you feel the pain. If you feel at any point like you no longer belong in a family, a church is supposed to be a family. It's a family. You're supposed to feel at home. If for any reason you don't feel at home, you feel like you do not belong, you cannot fellowship properly, you do not connect with God as you used to, or you're not connecting with God, you can feel it. If you get to that point, I'm saying you need to make the hard decision. It might be tough, yes. You formed a family, or rather you have found a family in that church, but if you feel it that it's time for you to move, you just have to take that bold step. It might save you from a lot, and it might even be the birth of a new thing, of a new beginning, of something even better. You never can tell. But I am not telling you to leave church. So that will be all for today's video, guys. So if you've enjoyed this video, or this video has blessed you, do not forget to please like, comment, and subscribe. It is even more important to subscribe. Please do not leave without subscribing if you have not subscribed. And you can also turn on your post notifications to get notified of when I drop new videos. And I will see you guys in my next videos. Bye guys, stay blessed.